Hi, my name is Tannaz. I have a background in robotics, and I'm currently working as a cloud engineer for the University of Oslo, where we are building an open source cloud solution for research and education sector in Norway. Today, I'm here to talk about the importance of computer ethics. Ethics is defined as a general idea or belief that influences people's behavior and attitudes. The principles are learned through our personal experiences and influences, and can be different from culture to culture. Therefore, ethical issues are complex and confusing. They can't be defined as zeros and ones, and this is what makes computer ethics so challenging and so important. Ethics are not simply about doing what is morally correct, but is more about behaving the right way and displaying good manners. Technology has no ethics, but technology has creators, and creators are people. People and society depend on ethics. As Casey Kozyrkov, the founder of the decision intelligence field at Google, says, there is no such thing as AI systems that are truly separate and autonomous, because they start with us. No one knows a system better than its creators. So when we as tech people, when we build systems, we need to think about who our actions will affect and how. Because algorithms have no idea what the consequences might be of suggesting and recommending something to someone. Nowadays, we all live in a digital world. And this is it. Last year, on average, we created 1.7 megabytes of data every second. And the world's population is over 7 billion. So you can imagine how much data we are creating right now as we speak. Everything we are, everything we have, everything we do has become data. Our interests are data, our movements are data, our shopping lists are data, our daily routines are data, and the list goes on and on. Smartphones are good examples. We have them with us everywhere, all the time. And they track us in many ways. Most of the apps and websites that we use, they collect data and communicate it with third-party companies so that they can build more addictive products for us and to target our vulnerabilities. And also to define a set of options that we get to see even though we are not interested in. We make our decisions based on the information we get. So what kind of information we get if we only see things that systems have founded and decided for us? They exclude so many options that we are not even aware of. So we get stuck in a box that systems have created for us and decided who we are and what we like. We need a sort of depository, a way to control what we as user want to share and give access to. It should depend on users' decisions and not companies, what data can be collected. We need regulations. We need regulations to set the boundaries of what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. And bypassing ethics is not an option. So there is a relationship between critical thinking and ethics. We usually rely on autonomic thinking to process information. But critical thinking means thinking purposefully. enabling thought processes that lead to better decisions, faster and creative problem solving. So we need to educate people to observe, analyze, and evaluate. When I talk to people who don't have tech background, they usually have no idea about what's happening behind their actions on the internet. That's why basic IT and computer ethics must become a part of our school systems, so the users at least can have knowledge that their actions can have some consequences for them in the future. And most importantly, we need to educate future tech developers to start thinking critically and to make better decisions. We all have a social responsibility. We often hear that businesses have a responsibility. And talking about that, I would like to side with Milton Friedman's article from 1970s, where he says that businesses as a whole cannot be said to have responsibilities because there are individuals who are to be responsible. Most of the discussions of responsibility is directed at corporations. But there are only people who have responsibilities. If we want businesses to do the right thing, we first have to figure out what the right thing is. And that is an ethical question. Having a culture is a necessary foundation for an organizational ethics system in tech development. As I mentioned in the beginning of the talk, ethics can depend on cultural aspects, both on the macro level of countries and continents and on the low level of corporate culture. Culture starts with people, and ethics start with culture. People are diverse, so in order to be able to solve ethical issues, we need diversity in our business's culture. So what we need to do? What we need to do is to improve ethical behavior and social intelligence. Ethical behavior goes beyond keeping rules in mind. We should be aware of not only moral standards, but the consequences that our actions can have effect on others. We need to develop critical thinking, make decisions based on the verified information, look at different perspectives, and don't do just things because everyone else is doing it. And we need to keep our perspectives. We people think differently, and we need all those perspectives. This is important. Last but not least, ethics need